something I hear a lot in my workshops is the need that artists have to want to make a looser, more personal statement. If you think about the nature of the medium, we went down the page in the beginning many times, and so the painting starts out very loose, and as I guess 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at some point that painting dries, the page dries. And I want you to really remember that. If you don't take away anything else from this series of demos, but that if you're painting on dry paper, you're creating hard edges. There's really no other possibility. And in saying that, every time we make a stroke on the page, once it's dry, we tighten the painting up just a little bit more. And now I almost hear myself say, hard edges are bad, soft edges are good. And I don't mean to say that at all. What I want to clarify to you is that hard edges are in focus. Soft edges are out of focus. Just like when you're looking through the viewfinder of your camera, how do you know when you're in focus on the subject? When the edges get crisp in the viewfinder. And so that's kind of what I want you to dig into today, is how we can go about creating soft edges, not just in the beginning of the painting, but adjusting the edges throughout. I'm painting this shape on dry paper. Anytime you're painting on dry paper, you're automatically creating hard edges. I'm getting the excess water out of the brush. So it's just a damp brush. I'm coming out, getting this wet, and then going to and letting that blend on the page. And we can adjust and soften that to relieve it of that cut out edge while this is wet. The difference between these edges here. Now, if this is beginning to dry, the mistake everybody makes is they come in and this is a brush filled with water. I got the pigment out, but I'm coming in to soften this, and I can soften it. But with too much water, very quickly, we're going to get a bloom or a blossom. It's when we're softening edges on dry paper, we get the pigment out, but also the excess water out. And so it's just a damp brush. I want to make this point. I'm coming out away from, and then going to, and just nibbling along these edges, and that diffuses or softens the edge down in here. Got my value sketch of the waves breaking on the rocks. It's a great subject. I'll see that a lot when I get out to Oregon. The page is wet, so right away, I know that I'll be creating soft edges. I want this to be tender. I'm wetting it down. This will be a granular wash. And so we'll come in and start this off a little bit of strength. That's too much. I want it to be kind of tender in here. Lots of granular movement on the page. Lots of soft edges. Trying to not able to control the movement, and don't want to. I want this to kind of guide me a little bit. Saving the white, nice and wet. Boy, it's blending on the page. Now I'm strengthening. I'm coming in for the next value. I'm not adding nearly as much water now, and so this is going to have a little bit more form. And actually, see, that's dry there. So we don't worry about that, but we'll just come in and soften it, and come in and soften it a little bit, all soft, diffused edges. And while I have that, I'll stick a little of that up in my rock. Little hint of a darker note there. Stop those lights from going off the page. This isn't quite light, but I'm gonna calm it down anyway. Everything in the beginning, nice and soft, diffused. No hard edges, maybe one here, and it doesn't bother me. I mean, here's a good example of if we decided we didn't like that hard edge. Now's the time I'm getting the excess water out and coming in and just see, it's a delicate thing. Trying to be a little more articulate, not slashing, but very tenderly taking that edge off of there. I'm not using nearly as much water. I am using some water, but not nearly as much now. And that's a little too wet. It's going to drip on me a bit, so I'm strengthening the paint up a bit more. I should have made a test out on the side there, but that's all right. Let that blend. Let that blend a bit. Soft edge, maybe a little grayer. Let that, just want that to blend a bit. Do I want it that light this far out? I don't think so. I like that dark right in here. Don't have it anywhere else. So it'll be working a little bit there and a little bit. Picked up a pointed brush. It's starting to dry on me.
Don?
Yes.
Frederick wanted to know if you can still see the sketch.
I can still see the sketch of the rocks. That's all I sketched was the rocks. I know you can't. I put it down lightly on purpose, Frederick, because I wanted to have some nice white water happening all around it. So I just put it down. Just put it down where I can see it, and it's not, when it comes to rocks, they're forgiving if I don't get them all in the right place. We'll just say they moved. Now this shape, oh, I see. My eyes being blocked in here. Okay. All pretty much soft edge. I have a little bit of a pointed edge here, but I'm okay with that. A little bit of an edge. Maybe there's a place where we can just take that edge off. Just soften it a bit. just maybe soften this just a bit. Hey everybody, and thanks for being with us. If you enjoyed the demo, give us a thumbs up and write a comment. And if this is the kind of content you're looking for in watercolor, please consider subscribing to our channel. It helps Martha and me out more than you know. Thanks again. See you soon. Leave these little gaps in here, give the feeling of water passing over the rocks. And I like that kind of feeling. Don't want it to be all hard edge there. And here's another place I'm really getting the pigment out, coming out away from, and going to and letting that blend. Got a little indentation there. I want those to be soft edge. I want these to be soft edge. Just while it's wet, coming in and softening and getting off of those hard edges. Here, boy, look how hard edged these guys are. Softening edges, just practice it. You'll get good at it fast. It's just these little changes that make so much difference. This snuck back down here. I hope y'all notice how I'm trying to meticulously, articulately adjust these edges, and not just, it's not a casual thing. It's something that is I soften it, look at what I've done, and then I come in and soften it again, and I'm about to pick up the hair dryer. I can hear you, Marianne.
Hi, Don. How are you?
I'm just fine.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, would you, like in the rocks, add some kind of pure color, or would that destroy the mood that you wanted to achieve? Like, would you add some other colors beside, I see it's like a blue harmony color. It's like all cool. Would you add any warm colors to accent the cool?
Oh, certainly. And I don't know how well you see, but there's a lot of burnt sienna and a lot of permanent magenta in the darks in the rocks. And so they're dark, but they're dark, warm, cool. They're greens. I kind of like putting different colors and values into the rocks. So by all means, there's just anything goes, and so you just have to kind of follow, what feels right to you. And but I think that's a good idea too. We've got so much cool and so much gray. Some warm will enhance that.